We got one that you and I have talked about for the last few weeks. I feel like this keeps coming up. I've heard you praise the situation of the last week. You were really hard on the situation the weeks before. And all of a sudden, I felt like you kind of bought in. You bit the hook a little bit. He got you.
He did.
The Jets fall to 2-6 and lost to the Patriots, Fitz. 25-22. How's you feeling about your boy Aaron? Because I saw you tweet out after his "I gotta be a great leader" speech on this past week that you were ready, you were bought in, you thought this was the turn. Here we go. And Rodgers just went his 31st game without throwing for 300 yards, which is just crazy to think about. Where are you at with it?
Well, I was pretty critical after the whole Mike Williams calling him out, get on the red line, because I just don't, and I know that me and you both agree on this, like that's not leadership to me. Like you're not going to get the best out of dudes. But then he comes the next week and he says, whoa, we're playing too tight. We got to play, we got to have a little bit more fun out there. Devontae Adams gives the speech after being there for 4 days, and now he's the leader of the locker room. But I bought in. I felt like that was the rallying cry they needed to turn the season around. Now, I did know who they were playing next. Right. And so I chalked up a win versus New England and was really hoping they were coming into our Thursday night game this week against Houston with a little bit of juice. I went Twitter and I said 10-7. They're going to be 10-7, obviously before the loss today. I bought into Aaron's speech. I thought they were going to turn it around. Didn't happen. So here's my question to you, Whit. So I think we're officially on Aaron Rodgers' denouement watch now. And what I mean by that is Aaron came here because he thought that the Jets were a team that could compete for the Super Bowl. So if they find themselves out of the playoff race, whenever that may be, he can't win the Super Bowl anymore. He can't add to his legacy. What is the dude going to do? Like, is there a point in the season where he just says, look, I'm not playing anyway next year. I'm kind of hurting. I've been banged up and beat up all year. We don't have a chance at the playoffs. It was fun, but see you later. Do you see any world in which that happens?
Here's what I would say. I do understand that theory. I wasn't ever in that position late in my career. Obviously, I was playing in my 40s as well. So I understand that at the end of my career, it was a lot tougher to get up for games. It was a lot more of a stress to be like, man, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Just, in general, on your body. But I got to believe all the things he talks about, all the things he says. I just got to believe his legacy. I know we're talking about, well, what if they, don't win a lot of games the rest of the year? What's his legacy going to be? But to me, the legacy he's really going to be left with is all the success is really all people are going to talk about 5 years from now. I mean, his Super Bowl, the MVPs, all those things. But to me, that's not what you go to sleep with. I don't go to sleep with the Super Bowl victory. I don't go to sleep with some of the games we won. I go to sleep with the moments of like, man, did I back out in certain moments or did I give all I had? Like I even think of my time in Cincinnati compared to my time in LA, like how much devotion I had to just being the best teammate possible in LA. Was I always that way in Cincinnati? Like I still think about those things. So to me, I just hope he stays in and he realizes that this final year, regardless of how it goes, all the things he talks about, these darkness retreats, all these, the explorations of life he goes on, like these will be the moments that you will remember as who you were based off of what you said you were there for. And so to me, I just got to believe since that's what he is talked about so much, he'll back it up, because I say this all the time when I have a chance to speak at different things and say, man, one of my favorite quotes in the world that challenges me daily is you can teach what you know, but you'll only ever replicate who you are. And so to me, like that's what it's all about in leadership. And so I think he has a great opportunity to leave an organization with a great taste in their mouth, regardless of how success went, but in the way that he finishes this season, regardless. Because let's be honest, they got a 1% chance of making the playoffs right now. Teams that start 2-6, 1.6%. But what's the rest of this year look like?
Well, I'll say this, though. I don't have the luxury of sleeping with a Super Bowl trophy like you do, Andrew. I don't have the luxury of sleeping with any playoff games.
Are you just going to leave Walter out of this? Anyways, all right, keep going.
All I have is my reputation, what my teammates think of me, how I treated them, and how I gave everything I could to the game. So that, to me, is what really hurts when I see somebody like this. It's so important to the history of our game. That's so important with the Super Bowl victory that he had and the 4 MVPs, to not put that thing of being a great teammate and giving I'm not saying he's not giving everything he has, but not putting that first, not making it the most important thing, is trying to figure out the here and now with your teammates. That part is why I threw that tweet out there, and why it really hurt me, because that's essentially what my career was based on. Obviously, my success, nowhere near his, not even in the same stratosphere, but I did know how to move from team to team, and I did know how to win over a locker room. And
that's why you're called Fitz Magic, buddy.
I'm just telling you, it's not the way to do it the way he's doing it.